Anti-Afro Senegalese. Oh, people, this conversation is past due. I've been talking about it with some anti-fraud warriors, and yes, now is the time to come right out and deal with something that has been brewing. You see the title of the video. I know people get all excited when they hear or see the terms ADOS. And for the purpose of this conversation, I'm going to refer mainly to those who are not of African descent or white people, and also the wannabe ADOS who really can't stand us. Those are the categories I'm referring to. So, what is prompting this video? Well, I haven't been able to go through all of my emails, so I was getting a few resends. Did you see this? Did you see that? Obviously, everything that people bring to my attention or to other AFW attention doesn't necessarily mean a video is going to come about. It could be information we need to tuck away and ponder and perhaps revisit. In this instance, we have to bring this issue up front. I have always been the type of person, I don't care, because I was raised in a sports family. We go to all these sporting events. Sporting events are integrated. That's just the way it is. My sports group that I'm with, we have 3 white people. I don't care. Okay, they're cool. We have a great time. Although there's one brother, every once in a while, he'll just be sitting there and I know what he's thinking because he's brought it up. We all know what he thinks. Why do they have to be here? They're cool with him. He's cool with them. But he's always wondering, why can't we just have a group with all black folks? He's never going to cuss them out. They've never stepped out of line. We have a great time. They're always the first one there. Okay. Cool. I have no problem. The more the merrier. Sports, you forget about everything. And most of the time, that is true because we're enjoying what we're doing with our sports group. Plus, we were raised in the military, and obviously, you're going to be integrated with other people. Listen, people, there are some people who, for some reason, will insist on taking these liberties with us as black folks. And I've encountered this here on YouTube. Now, I'm going to mention a few names. One of them is Al. I don't have an issue with Al. I know that some people did not like the fact that he was criticizing people about their conduct. And some people took issue with the fact that the people he was criticizing were black folks. In my view, he did not separate them out because they were black. He separated them out because of their conduct. And I get it. We get hypersensitive anyway when people criticize members of our own race. But there are exceptions that we must allow because some behavior is downright contemptible and it needs to be confronted. So some people did not like the way he came off when he criticized certain people. He's entitled to his opinion. I get it. People didn't like it. But one thing I haven't seen or heard from Al is this focus on making references continuously to people that are derogatory. But when you do that on and on and on and on and on and on and on, it takes on a new flavor. Now, he will make comments in response to what people have done. That's one thing. But just singling somebody out and continuing to make derogatory comments is another issue. So we do have someone here doing this, and people have sent me these emails. So let me tell you something. You can ask the question, what are you going to do, AAS? Take on the whole world every time somebody says something about you? Absolutely not. And for, again, the vast majority of the time I've been on YouTube since 2017, I haven't said anything. I have made it very clear. People talk about me all the time. It's not people talking about me. I'll tell you what the distinction is. What they are saying and what is their role. Now, when I say what is their role, if somebody is making a big deal, they're wearing a banner on both sleeves, front and back of their shirt. They have a flag. They're waving this banner all over the place. And they're expecting you to respect this group that they are advocating for. They make it very clear they're a member of this group. They feel the group is maligned. I can argue if somebody says a group is maligned. They're maligned, they're maligned. So they are very much pushing this out in the open. Cool, go for it. And then there are some people who do all of this, right? This demonstrative, I advocate for this group. But then there's another element to it. They weaponize it. When I say weaponize it, they think because they're part of this group and they feel this group has been oppressed and discriminated against, that you can't even criticize them for anything. Mistake. Big mistake. And the fact that they're not black, they also think that's going to buy them more leverage, more time, more privilege than they already have in the society. Wrong again. I don't care what banner someone is waving. I will call the person out if they don't get their shit together. Now, let me tell you exactly what I'm referring to. This person has continued to make statements about me in these live streams that people are sending me. Just ordinary statements. I'm not going to, whatever. The person doesn't care for me. They don't care for me. But now they're becoming increasingly personal. And now we're getting into the area of slander/libel. And that is not something I'm going to put up with. And I'm going to tell you the distinction. It's going to depend on what title you hold. If you have taken an oath and pledges and you have signed on the dotted line and you stood up, raised your hand, and every single time you get a certificate or license renewed, you're reaffirming this. You have all these regulations you're supposed to be operating under that are for equality and ethical behavior. You don't get to come onto YouTube and act like everybody else. You are not able to do that. That is unethical. So that is the distinction. People can say all day long, well, you're a therapist, and this, point out something that I have done to somebody that is unethical. I can come up here and give free, strong, vociferous opinions about any issue. I have never attacked anybody based on a protected class issue. I have never, ever, the whole time I've been here, come onto the public platform and spoke on somebody's mental health status or given an opinion. Never, ever have done anything like that. So the fact that people don't agree with what I do and what I say, that's cool. But it doesn't give somebody who has a license and a certificate and who was taken a public oath to think they can take advantage of that because they're white. And number one, because they're part of a maligned group and they think no one's going to call them out. Mistake. I will call the person out. So this is what I did. I'm giving everybody an alert. I sent the person a notice. Hopefully this is a current email. And I have alerted this person that this has to stop, or I'm going to take steps. So be certain, people, because I know we got this whole thing going on with Binary, who thinks he can treat us like we're still on a plantation. And apparently this person does as well. Don't get caught up in the frenzy, because here's another thing. If you are waving a banner for a malign group, this is something hashtag I will never understand. Hashtag I will never understand. Let's get it. Umar style. Hashtag I will never understand. If you are championing a cause for a group, how the hell can you sit up under a host who is denigrating that group? That doesn't make any sense. How the hell can you go out in the public and claim you're for a certain malign group and you're allowing people you're sitting up around and even a host to make comments degrading that group? Where the hell does that come from? Where's that rationale exist? You sit up under someone who continuously attacks and denigrates the group that you claim that you're fighting for. People, come on. There has got to be something serious going on here. What in the world would prompt someone to do that? Can I figure it out? No. But here's what I can do. Once I'm involved, I have every right to say something. I almost never comment when people throw around mental health diagnoses. I'm not working. I'm not going to sit here and correct people. But when somebody tries to assign a label to me and they have a title, that's when I'm opening my mouth. Because this person assigned a mental health symptom to me, and obviously the person doesn't know what this is. They're just saying it. Trust you me. I'm up here writing reports for court. They get admitted into evidence with these symptoms and diagnoses, and then I get called to testify with trial attorneys who are very versed in mental health, and I'm able to justify those diagnoses. So there's no way I'm going to let somebody who's not even trained or they have no knowledge in the mental health field and they don't even know a damn thing about me get up on a public platform and think they're going to label me with symptoms. No, that's not going to happen. If I know about it. If I don't know about it, I don't know about it. It's actually a false sense of security that this person sitting up under other black folks who agree somehow think this is an insulation mechanism. It is not. Because let's say, for example, I made derogatory statements about this person. White person, what do you think this person's going to do? They would be up in arms right now. So what makes this person think? I don't even know this person. I've never spoken to this person, but this person seems to think it is perfectly okay to enter statements into a live stream that are completely libelous. 100%. Okay. And I'm going to do what? Ignore it? I'm not going to ignore it because there's an accountability factor. I mean, taking a page out of Binary Castaway's book is not going to turn out well. I want to make this statement that I've made before. There are a lot of people out there who talk about me. They're not AFW or they don't support AFW and they have monetized channels. They make money. I don't care about that. I've never cared about that. Anybody can use the content that I put out there. I do not care. There are exceptions, threats of violence. And if you have a title behind your name or you have taken an oath, you have sworn, you have pledged to abide by non-discrimination, higher ethical standards than the general public, and you step over the line with some shit like this, I absolutely am going to respond. The rest, which is most of the people out there, most people out there are not in this category. So the people out there who have these titles, they want to show off. I'm not the person to show off with because I'm going to follow through. That's the bottom line. Everyone else, enjoy yourselves. If you're able to prosper off my name, fine, do it. As long as you're not threatening me and you don't have a title behind your name and you step out of line like this person has, like Binary Castaway has. Then I will make my moves. Just like you have a right to do with me. The only difference is I don't replicate the behaviors that you are engaging in. And no one is going to pull someone up on a personality conflict, on a disagreement, on a philosophical divergent view. That's not going to happen. It's got to fall within certain standards. And trust you me, someone who's not in the mental health field, who is diagnosing people, who's supposed to uphold respect for the community, humane and righteous treatment, that's an action that can be taken. What would happen? That remains to be seen. This is something I want to tell you there's a common denominator with this situation, because this is not the first time this has happened when someone has undertaken this approach, this attack approach, for no reason. When I say no reason, anti-Afro-Svengalis me hasn't done anything to the person. Like, I haven't dogged them out. I haven't spread their business around. There isn't anything that I specifically did to the person. And let me tell you how I find out about the situation like this. I find out because someone is sending me a clip or a screenshot, and that's how it initiates. But they like to give people the impression that I was the one that started. No. Like when I respond, no, there was a beginning. In the beginning, in every single situation, and I can show you proof of the dates of the information that was brought to me. Did you know this person was saying this? Did you have some sort of disagreement? No. They just up and just make a statement that is so outrageous. And I guess I will have to be thankful for one thing. None of the people that have done this have been close to me, personally close. I do not know these people. I haven't had any conversations with them. Now, this person here, I've had no conversation with this person. Other people, very limited contact, and I've shared no personal information with them. I've given them no personal information about other people. They don't have any information that is going to destroy anybody. It's not that type of relationship. The initiating issue is them making a statement about me or doing something that is so out of left field. That is something that can be proven if you look at a timeline. So by the time somebody may notice something going on, that is not the beginning at all, people. There is an origin that started out with the person who's trying to now act like a victim. And the kicker is this, people. Listen to this. Why in the world would I want to entangle with stuff like I'm describing here when I have people, I'm going to talk specifically about YouTube, who I met 7+ years ago, and we still have a trusting relationship. I'm going to dump and forget about these people. And I don't want to neglect to mention there have been people that have come on since the beginning of Anti-Fraud Warriors, before they were named Anti-Fraud Warriors, who I've known less number of years, but they are still reliable and trusting people. Not going to elect to participate and engage in stuff like this, but sometimes I have to set a boundary because people just get out of control. And go and do your own thing. Leave me out of it. I don't even go to those live streams. People on a regular basis send me the derogatory comments, and guess what I do? Block the people. I don't want to deal with any of that. I like Anti-Afro-Svengalis channel, the channel that I built based on the input of people who simply wanted to come and comment without being attacked. And that is what I'm doing. All the other stuff, I'm not going to abandon my support system, and I'm talking about YouTube, for madness. Not going to do it. And there's nothing wrong with having a support system. On YouTube, I have a support system, and most definitely off YouTube. So I'm not going to be drawn into this madness, but I will set the boundary, which is what I'm doing right now. Re-emphasizing the rest of you, keep having a good time with my name if you want to. Enjoy yourselves. In the meantime, never forget to heed the warning. Buyer, beware.